everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are. This is attorney Tadisha Rowe with American Legal Immigration Center, where I practice primarily immigration law. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. Those of you who are returning, thank you for the positive comments on the first video. I look forward to making many more of those videos for you guys, and thank you for the calls that followed. It's been my pleasure to answer your questions. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, welcome to my channel, and I do hope to see you guys again. So guys, we are in the month of February, which is traditionally the month of love. And so we're going to stick to the theme of marriage for the month of February. Today, we're going to talk about the topic of traveling to the United States on a visitor visa or any kind of non-immigrant visa, and whether or not you can get married while you are in the United States on a non-immigrant visa. So the short answer to that question is yes, you can. However, just like with everything else, there are some caveats that we need to discuss. So when you come to the United States on a non-immigrant visa, such as a work visa or a visiting visa, you're representing to the government that you are only going to be here temporarily and that it is not your intent to stay in the United States permanently. Now, obviously, this changes over time. Things happen, and for whatever reason, you may decide that you do intend to stay here permanently after you've already entered into the United States. For many of you, that reason is because you intend to now get married to someone. The question that is critical is whether or not you had the intent to remain here permanently when you entered on that visitor or temporary non-immigrant visa. The answer should always be no, okay? And let me just back up a little bit to explain that. What this means is that you entered the United States. At that time, you were not planning to remain here permanently. However, circumstances have changed, and perhaps whoever you were dating in the United States, maybe you're engaged to in the United States, you two have decided to make things permanent, and you would now like to remain here permanently. You can absolutely do that. There is such thing as dual intent, even that the government will consider. So even if you thought maybe, I'm traveling to the United States, there's a possibility that I might stay. I'm not 100% certain. That is considered dual intent because you have two intents. One is, that there's a possibility that you might stay here. The other is that there's a very good possibility that you might return home wherever home is for you. Another follow-up question to that is whether or not you can get married within a certain time frame of entering the United States. In the past, it was that you had to wait 90 days in order to not trigger that intent question from the government. However, that is not the case anymore. If you do get married within a short time of entering the United States, that is fine. Once again, the question will come up, did you have that intent to do that when you entered the United States? If that was the case, then you should have done things a different way and should have applied for a immigrant visa so that once you entered, you were actually representing to the government that you did plan to stay here permanently. However, if that was not the case, and for whatever reason you do end up getting married within a short time frame of coming to the United States, that will be fine. Now, to give you guys an example, I have a client in the past who entered from the Caribbean, and he decided to marry his girlfriend at the time that he entered. He decided to marry her within a month's time of coming here. Now, they had a very strong history of dating. He traveled back and forth. He traveled back and forth to visit with her previously. She also traveled to his country to visit with him as well. And so they had a lot of documented proof that this was an ongoing relationship. Now, at the time that he entered, it was pretty much a spur of the moment thing where they decided, you know what, we're tired of doing this long distance romance and we would like to settle down permanently here. And so at that time, they made the decision after he had entered to go ahead and get married. We filed everything with USCIS. We did a little affidavit explaining, just how this came about, their marriage so quickly. everything went through smoothly. So it's all about documentation at the end of the day, and it's all about the intent that you had at the time that you applied for the visa and at the time that you entered into the United States. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another session with American Legal Immigration Center. My name is Tadisha Rowe. My law practice is based in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. However, I do practice nationally and internationally, so please feel free to call us if you have any questions immigration related. And please do subscribe and like to my channel. Thank you, guys.